The Fern Gully Scenic Area northeast of Fort Smith in the Ozark National Forest is just that. Plenty of ferns and quite scenic to say the least, and it's the first area we'll explore on this week's show. And then we'll hike to Bubbling Springs at the Rock Creek Natural Area south of Hardy. And we'll close it all out with the scenic drive along Robe Bayou and the Dagmar Wildlife Management Area near Brinkley. So for now, let's explore the Fern Gully Scenic Area. Hiking with us is Rhea Riley and Greg Miller with the U.S. Forest Service. From the parking area, there's a user-created trail which veers off to the left along the top of the bluff line. After a short distance, you'll come to a separation in the bluff line called a bear crack, which leads down to the bottom of the canyon.
I'll be a rat.
Greg, is this the only area like this in the gully?
The only ramp? Yes.
Bear crack?
That we know of.
Yeah.
I mean, I've walked all the rest of it. There are some other cracks that lead off, you know, up the mountain, back onto the bluff on both sides, but nothing with that ease.
The Fern Gully area is located off Highway 215 north of Interstate 40 from the Mulberry exit. Situated deep in the Ozark National Forest, this area was unknown for quite some time. That is, until rock climbers and kayakers discovered it.
Our friends at the Arkansas Canoe Club made us aware of this area. Most of us had been all around it, or some of us had been all around it, but never down in it. And they talked about the, I call it flash flood kayaking that they were doing down in this canyon here behind us. The trail, the rock climbing, the bouldering. And so the ranger sent me out here to check, and sure enough, I agreed with him. It is a special area. It has a change of elevation. I checked on the map a while ago from where we started out at our vehicles down to almost to the mouth of the Mulberry River is almost a 500-600 foot change in elevation, drop. And these rocks and the scenery, the trees, you know, the wildlife. I've seen bear out here, rattlesnakes, the ones to watch out for, but there's just all kinds of wildlife. The plant life, some of the biggest wild azaleas that the biologist has ever seen in his career are in this area. It's a beautiful area, it's unique. The canoe club and whoever the local users have created the trail. It is a user-created trail, but they have done an outstanding job in maintaining it, preserving it, and keeping it natural and clean. Normally in a lot of areas like this, you go in and see, you know, there's painted on the side of the bluff, you know, Susie loves Sam. There's a pile of beer cans around. This area doesn't have that. They are taking care of it. And with the natural factors, plus then the use that it's getting and being taken care of, we recommended it to become a special interest area on the forest.
Officially designated in 2005 as a special interest area, that means extra added protection for Fern Gully.
It's supposed to have its own complete management plan. That's one of those things that we haven't gotten completed on all of them because we do have several now. The Boston Mountain Ranger District does have more special interest areas than any other location on the Ozark National Forest. But it does give it some protection, and the emphasis is more for the recreation instead of timber or wildlife, although those are integral parts of recreation because it's more fun to come out here and see wildlife, you know, to see the trees, the different vegetation, if it's managed properly. You know, so they are integral parts, but the management is more directed towards the recreation aspect. It can still be burned, it can still be, you know, some of the trees harvested or cut for various reasons, whatever needs to be done.
And I guess you can make a hike as short as you want or as long as you want here.
Yeah, the special interest area extends about 2 miles from up where we parked down to the forest boundary, which is almost at the Mulberry River. And so, yes, I mean, there's varying difficulties. This user-created trail ends on down here at a large talus field, but you can walk on across that talus field, and there are more bluff shelters and just more and more beautiful formations all the way down and on the other side as well, both sides. You could loop all the way around it, a 4-mile hike. Up on top, if you stay along the top of the bluff, it's even further than that because, you know, unless you're a good rock climber, you got to backtrack and go back.
As mentioned before, Fern Gully is a popular rock climbing area, considering all the primo rock walls.
There are several climbing points or anchors just right above your head. There's some chains and some pinions in the bluff. I do want to stress that those all were installed illegally in the bluff by private individuals. We've had some checking them out, and we are considering removing them. However, there's a debate going on as to whether it would cause more damage to the rock formation by removing them or just leaving them. They are a safety factor of sorts for people climbing, but there again, they are taking it at their own risk when they use those. You know, the Forest Service did not install them, has nothing to do with them, and just want to caution people on that. Some of the rock in the area is very rotten and will crumble off and fall off and hit you on the head. There are also a lot of dead trees around in the area from the white oak and red oak decline, so you need to be aware of that if you're down here. And then the bouldering is one of the other major activities. Like I said, that's, you know, where they just try to climb up so high on the rock a little ways. And that doesn't take any special equipment other than just extra strong fingers, I believe.
Folks who come to Fern Gully for the first time are always in awe, as was the case for wildlife biologist Rhea Riley.
I had to come out and help do the actual biological inventories of the area. We were looking for bat caves, and my first reaction when I came here was this would be a really great place for some bats. But in the inventories, we only found, and I believe we did that with in conjunction with the Fish and Wildlife Service, Bill Puckett, and we only found one limited use Ozark big-eared bat cave. But one of the reasons why this area was designated as a special interest area was for the botanical reasons. There's giant mountain azaleas. If you come in the spring, there's a lot of wildflowers. Fantastic place to come look for wildflowers.
Ferns, of course.
Ferns, lots of ferns, different species.
So have you done any rock climbing here lately?
No, I haven't.
It's kind of tempting when you look at the rock walls here.
Yeah, I prefer to go down to the little cracks and caves and climb the rocks.
So whether you just want to take a hike or get involved with the more serious adventure here, Fern Gully is a special area that is well worth a visit. Robe Bayou in the Dagmar Wildlife Management Area west of Brinkley is another one of those pristine, scenic bayous of the South. Now, the good thing about this bayou, there's an auto tour that you can take and enjoy the scenery without even having to get out of your vehicle. So, let's take a drive along the bayou.
This is Robe Bayou, and It comes off the Cache River just north of the area, a couple miles north of the area. It comes off the area. When Cache River floods, the water comes down through Robe Bayou and it empties back into Bayou View about 2 miles south of the area, south of Highway 70. It empties back into Bayou View. So it's kind of it traverses this management area between the Cache River and Bayou View. And so the area is pretty much cut in half. Cache River's on the west side of Robe Bayou, and Bayou View's on the east side of Robe Bayou.
Now, is this area kind of considered as part of the quote-unquote big woods of Arkansas?
Yes, sir. Dagmar is about 7,900 acres, and it is a huge block of timber, and it's a big part of the big woods. And
of course, that fame came, of course, now from the ivory-billed woodpecker spotting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the Cache River Refuge and the White River Refuge. The White River Refuge is south of here, and the Cache River Refuge, a lot of that is north of Dagmar. So Dagmar's pretty much right in the middle of the White River Refuge and the Cache River Refuge.
Along with the Cache River and White River National Wildlife Refuges, the Dagmar Wildlife Management Area, with nearly 10,000 acres, also shares the designation of being a wetland with international importance, primarily for the habitat that's available to wintering waterfowl.
A tremendous amount of birds that use this area throughout the year. Usually September, October is a good time to come birding when the fall migration is coming through. And then also in the spring migration in March and April is a good time to bird here. We've got a bird list that the area manager keeps for the area, and we have several, over 100 birds that he's been seeing on the area throughout his career. But there is a great opportunity here through fishing, hunting. This area is known for its waterfowl hunting. And we have Robe Bayou is an excellent fisheries. We have Hickson Lake. We also have Teal Pond and Gator Pond as well.
Any gators in Gator Pond?
Yes, sir. We do some of our nuisance alligators in our region. We stock here on Dagmar. So we have since I've been here, we've put 3 alligators here.
So what are the fishing opportunities in the bayou over here?
Well, the bayou is about 5 miles long, and there's camping areas all along the bayou, and bank fishing is very prevalent throughout the year. Also, I think there's 2 or 3 boat ramps on the bayou. I think two of them is primitive. One of them is got a concrete ramp on it. So there is fishing opportunities both with boat and bank fishing here.
And folks who just want to take a canoe trip, kayak trip, I guess can do that as well.
Yes, sir. Just from this spot, just south of this spot, we've got a sign up where the canoe trail starts, and we've actually marked the canoe trail on the Robe Bayou. There's really no way to get lost on the bayou, but we have put some white signs up with an ivory-billed woodpecker on them that mark the trail.
And of course, those folks that just want to take a car tour, the road that we're taking today along the bayou, you don't even have to get out of the car and still see the bayou.
Yes, sir. I mean, in the fall, this automobile trip is beautiful. When the leaves are turning, it's about 4.5 miles from where Robe starts on the roadside all the way to Hickson Lake. So it's about a 4.5 mile trip through there, and it is beautiful. You can a lot of people get out and bird along the road in the fall.
Although it is possible to see most of Robe Bayou by just driving along, to really experience this entire area, I would suggest stopping along at the various campsite locations and getting out of your vehicle so you can take it all in. It makes for better picture taking as well by being close up to the water's edge. And if you stick around until sunset, you'll discover that Robe Bayou takes on a whole different perspective. Rock Creek Natural Area south of Hardy is another one of those many natural areas underneath the Arkansas Natural Heritage Commission. And joining us is John Odell with the Commission, who's going to be guiding us to Bubbling Springs. So John, this is not too bad of a hike down here. What'd you say, about less than a mile?
It's probably 3/4 of a mile. And it's a gradual hill down to the Rock Creek, and then we'll go upstream maybe another half a mile to Bubbling Springs.
The Rock Creek Natural Area is actually within the Spring River Wildlife Management Area south of Hardy near the town of Sitka. The trail to Bubbling Spring varies from being quite wide to hardly any trail at all.
We may have to bushwhack a tad. Yeah, here we go. It opens up.
I should have brought my machete.
That's the field ecologist's best friend is a machete most of the time. This isn't too bad. I don't know if the sea ticks are out. They might be. Yeah, they are. See them?
Yeah.
So, this is that time of year. So we come out in late August.
If you do this hike during the warmer months, upon reaching Bubbling Spring, it is the perfect place to cool off. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
That's nice. Does the trail pretty much end over here?
This is the end of the trail. And then there's a small seep up here, but that's not really putting out too much water.
Rock Creek is the perfect example of a pure Ozark mountain stream, unique because of its high water quality.
We got this area basically just to preserve the fens and the stream and any kind of springs that run in here. There's a lot of rare plants that are associated with this type of topography, this calcareous type fen, stream, seep.
That goldenrod we got a shot of.
Goldenrod, that's a track plant. It's rare. It's found only in northern Arkansas, and this is one of the spots. So we also got this just as a type of community also. It's a fairly rare community in Arkansas, the spring seep type community with the dolomite and the other calcite type minerals. So,
and the clarity of this water is just amazing.
It is amazing. It is.
Those little snails, you call them.
Well, I've always heard them referred to as periwinkles.
And you said they only survive and
they are an indicator of really good water quality. So there's a lot. If you look down and you'll see many, many of them. And this is one of the few areas that I've seen them in other areas up around Sylamore Creek. There's a lot up there also, which is very nice water. It's spring fed mostly also. So this is a special place, and we're proud of it. It's really nice.
Definitely has all the criteria to keep it a natural area for many years to come.
No doubt. And it will be forever. So.
Not to mention the natural beetle we got a shot of there earlier,
that's right.
Which kind of none of us agreed that we'd never seen a beetle quite like that before.
Never seen one like it, so we'll take it back to the office and identify it maybe. Could be a rare beetle, who knows.
But that spring, it still amazes me, how much water is being just pumped out of there.
Yeah, it stays that level pretty much year-round, except during flood periods. And I don't know what the volume is, but it's quite a bit, as you can tell. Like the stream above the spring here is not near as has the volume going down from here, as you notice. It's got, you know, 2 different bodies of water going out at the same time. So there's probably thousands of gallons coming out per minute, so I would estimate.
Of course, the trail, if people want to go and explore this, is pretty well marked with the blue markers. Blaze real good. And some of that area is a little bit half trail, half tall grass, but that's part of nature.
That's right. Well, the Game and Fish is responsible for upkeep on that trail, and they do a pretty good job. And of course, we co-manage this area, Game and Fish and us also.
Take a hike for yourself and explore a spring used by Native Americans at the Rock Creek Natural Area in the Spring River Wildlife Management Area south of Hardy. So from the Rock Creek Natural Area to Robe Bayou in the Dagmar Wildlife Management Area near Brinkley to the Fern Gully Scenic and Special Interest Area northeast of Fort Smith in the Ozark National Forest. You can pick one or all 3 of those to explore for yourself. And for more on these and other destinations, or to order a copy of an episode, visit our website, aetn.org/exploringarkansas. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.